So in this video, we will tackle about percentage composition. Okay, so percentage composition. So we will be computing the percentage of a particular compound. Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, we have two examples here. So let's start with number 1. Okay, ang tanong sa number 1, what is the percent composition of magnesium phosphate kung saan meron siyang chemical formula na Mg 3PO4 2. Okay, so ilang percentage kaya si magnesium, ilang percentage kaya si phosphorus, at ilang percentage kaya si oxygen? So yan ang tinatanong dito, the percentage composition of each element. Okay, so when we hear the word percentage, usually it is what we call is this, hanggang 100% siya. When we add the percentage of each component, it will sum into 100%. Okay, so let's start. The first step here is to compute for its molecular mass. So ano nga ba itong molecular mass? Pag sinabing molecular mass, ito yung combined masses of each element. So this is how we do it. Let's list first all the involved element. We have your magnesium, your phosphorus, and your oxygen. Now after that, kukunin natin yung kanilang atomic mass sa periodic table. Okay, atomic mass sa periodic table. So saan natin makikita yung atomic mass sa periodic table? Since naka-square lahat ang meron sa periodic table. Okay, now yung unang detail dito sa upper right corner, yan yung tinatawag na atomic mass. Okay? If you have the periodic table. So that is atomic mass. Diyan natin titignan. Now, ano nga ba ang atomic mass ni magnesium? Okay? From the periodic table. So it is 24. Okay? Gram. Take note na kapag kinukuha natin yung atomic mass ng mga element, it should be expressed in whole number. So kailangan kung 0.99 yan, then i-round up mo siya. Since magnesium is 24.305, so we will make it in a whole number that is 24. Okay? Now how about phosphorus? What is the atomic mass of phosphorus? So we have 30.97. So since 9 na yung the starting decimal point is 9, so we will express it in whole number, magiging 31 gram na siya. And of course, your oxygen is 15.99, magiging 16 gram. Now, after we identify, okay, their respective atomic mass, we multiply them with their respective subscript. Ilang mg ba ang nakikita mo dyan? Diba? We have 3. So, we multiply it by 3. How about your phosphorus? As you can see, nasa loob siya ng parenthesis at may 2 sa labas. Ang ibig sabihin yan, if we have 1 phosphorus, we multiply it with this 2. That's distribution property. So, ilan na ang P natin? It will be equal into 2 atoms of phosphorus. How about our oxygen? Our oxygen has 4, and we do distribution property. 4 times 2, we get 8. Okay? Now, after that, we get the product of each element. So, 24 times 3 is 72 gram per mole. Take note that when we get the product, the unit will be gram per mole. So 31 times 2 is also 62, and 8 times 16 is 128 gram per mole. Now after that, we add them all. So 72 plus 62 plus 128, that is 262 gram per mole. So ito yung tinatawag nating molecular mass. Okay, molecular mass. That is the combined mass of each element. That's the first step. Now, after doing this, we will now proceed to the second step, which is the percentage composition, percentage of each element. Okay, percentage of each element. So, how do we do this? Okay, so let's start first with the percentage of magnesium. Okay, now, we will get the product that we have multiplied here. Under magnesium, we have 72. So that will be our numerator. Lagay sa numerator. 72 gram per mole. Now, how about our denominator? The denominator will be the total mass, or also known as your molecular mass. So that is 262 gram per mole. And we multiply it by 100, since that is percentage. So 72 divided by 262 times 100 is 27.48%. Okay, so the same is true with our next element, which is phosphorus. So what is the mass of our phosphorus? That is 62 gram per mole. And of course, the denominator again is our molecular mass, that is 262 gram per mole. And we multiplied it again by 100. So 62 divided by 262 times 100 is 23.66%. Okay, and the next one, or the last one, is also your oxygen. Now, what is the product that we've computed? We have your 128 gram per mole. And of course, the same is true. Our denominator will be our molecular mass, that is 262 gram per mole. And we multiply it again by 100. So 128 divided by 262 times 100 is equal to 48.85%. Now, after that, check that this is equal to 100. We add this percentage. So 27.48 plus 23.66 plus 48.85. The answer is 99. Okay, 99.99%, or this is also approximately equal to 100%. Okay, so these will be the final answer, the percentage of each element. Okay, so that is how we do, or how we compute for percentage composition of a particular compound. Now, you may freely pause this video and you can answer the number 2 question. Okay. Now, for the next topic, we will move on to what we call empirical, okay, empirical formula, and also what we call molecular formula. Formula. So when we say empirical, this is the simplest form of formula. And when we say molecular formula, it has the actual number or exact number of subscript of a particular compound. Consider this example. We have C6H12O6, or also known as your glucose, as one of the product of photosynthesis. Okay. Now, as you can see, the subscript here, we can still simplify that. Now, how do we simplify that? We divide these three into its lowest subscript. Sino ba ang may least subscript? We have your 6. Okay. Now, what will happen here is we will get, so 6 divided by 6, we get 1 carbon only. 12 divided by 6, we also have 2. Okay, and your oxygen, 6 divided by 6 is also 1 oxygen. Now, from C6H12O6, we simplified it, okay, into CH2O. Now, take a look at the definition of empirical formula and molecular formula. So, which among the two is empirical formula? So, definitely from the word simplest, we have simplified it. So, empirical formula is your CH2O. And of course, from the word actual number, your molecular formula is this particular chemical formula, your C6H12O6. So those are some example of the difference between empirical formula and molecular formula. Now, how about NH3? As you can see, we can no longer simplify the subscript because, as you can see, we do not have a common denominator, or both of the subscript are in odd number, and we cannot simplify them. So if we cannot simplify them, then that is already its empirical and also its molecular formula. Okay, magkapareho na sila as long as we can no longer simplify it. Okay, now let's have an example. So we have an example here. A compound consists of 20.32% carbon. We also have your 5.12% hydrogen and 7.9% nitrogen. And we are tasked to compute its empirical formula and its molecular formula, wherein meron tayong molar mass, which is equal to 236.448 gram per mole. Okay, so how do we compute for its empirical and molecular formula, wherein our given is the percentage of each element involved and also its molar mass. Okay, so here's the first step. The first step here is to convert the percentage into grams. So how do we do that? Let's assume that 100 gram is equal to 100%. So definitely our carbon, okay, our carbon has 20.32%, which means we have 20.32 gram. Or in other words, just change the percent symbol into grams, because we have assumed that 100% is just equal to 100 gram. Okay? The next one, we also have your hydrogen, which is equal to 5.12 gram. Change percent to gram. And the last one, we have your nitrogen, which is 7.9, okay, gram. That's the first step. Now, the second step here is to convert mass to mole. Okay? The given mass of each element, we will convert them into mole. So what's the formula? We have this formula. N is your number of moles. Your N here is symbolized, or is the symbol of mole. Is equal to the mass of the given element, and it's molar mass. Okay? Yung mass na nasa numerator, ito, dyan natin siya kukunin. Kung anong element ang kinocompute. Now, for this molar mass, it simply indicates the atomic mass of this element from the periodic table. Now, let's start computing for the carbon. Okay, carbon. Now, what is the mass of the carbon? From the given, we have 20.32 gram. And how about the molar mass of one carbon? That is, from your periodic table, its atomic mass is equal to, 12 gram per mole. And after that, we should get the answer by inputting it in our calculator. So 20.32 divided by 12, we have 1.69. We cancel the same unit, ang natira ay mole. Next element, we have your hydrogen. Okay? Let's proceed for hydrogen. Now, what is the given mass of the hydrogen? We have 5.12 gram. And the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 gram per mole. Now, after that, we divide it. Definitely, this is equal to 5.12 mole. We cancel the same unit. And the last one, we have your nitrogen. The mass of nitrogen is 7.9 gram. And its denominator, or it also known as its atomic mass, nitrogen is equal to, what is the atomic mass of nitrogen from your periodic table? So we have 14 gram per mole. Now, we do the division, 7.9 divided by 14, we get 0.56 mole. So that's the second step. Now, after doing the second step, we will proceed for the third step, which is we divide the subscript to its lowest value of mole. Okay, what do we mean by that? Before we proceed here, okay, yung mga sagot natin kay carbon, kay hydrogen, at kay nitrogen, yun ang magiging subscript nila. So we have carbon, what is the number of mole of carbon? That is 1.69. So yan ang magiging subscript nila. And we also have your hydrogen, that is 5.12, and your nitrogen, that is equal to 0.56. Okay? Now, after that, take a look kung sino ang pinaka-least value sa subscript. Sino ba ang least value? We have 0.56. Now, we divide them all by 0.56. Now, after that, we do the division. So, 1.69 divided by 0.56, we have, so carbon is now equal to 3.01, or in whole number, it should be expressed in whole number, that is equal to 3. Okay, how about your hydrogen? So 5.12 divided by 0.56, we have 9. 9.14 or equal to 9. How about your nitrogen? So since they are just the same, ibig sabihin, this is equal to 1. And now, this is already your what we call empirical formula. Okay, this is the answer for letter A. Okay, this is the answer for letter A. Now, let's proceed for letter B, which is the molecular formula. Okay, fourth step. Now, the fourth step is calculate the empirical mass. Okay, empirical mass. So, we will just be going to compute the molecular mass of this formula. Kaya siya tinawag na empirical kasi under this point, empirical formula na ito, sa empirical mass. So, how do we do that? The same process kung paano tayo mag-compute ng molecular mass. So, we list all the given element. We have your carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen. Now, we get the atomic mass. Anong atomic mass ng carbon sa periodic table? We have 12 gram. Your hydrogen is 1 gram, and your nitrogen is 14 gram. Now, after that, we multiply them by the respective subscript. Ilang carbon ang nakikita nyo dito sa empirical formula? We have 3. How many hydrogen? We have 9, and nitrogen, that is automatically 1. Now, we get the product. So, 12 times 3 is 36 gram per mole. How about 9 times 1? Definitely that is 9 gram per mole. So 14 also. And we get the sum. So 36 plus 9 plus 14, we have your 59 gram per mole. So this is what we call your empirical mass. Okay, empirical mass. The combined mass of your empirical formula. And the last step, in order for us to compute for the molecular formula, is to get the ratio, or also known as your multiplier. Okay, so we have another formula here, that ratio, okay, is equal to molar mass divided by empirical, okay, empirical mass. Now, what is the molar mass given from the problem? Ano ang molar mass na given? That is 236.448. So, 236.448 gram per mole divided by the computed empirical mass. Ano ang ating empirical mass? That is 59 gram per mole. So, we cancel the same unit. And the answer will be unitless. So, 236.448 divided by 59, the answer is 4. Take note that ratio or your multiplier should be always equal into whole number. Now, after doing that, we take the empirical formula. Kunin natin yung empirical formula, that is C3H9N. So, C3H9N. And after that, we multiply it by 4. Okay, we multiply it by 4 as your ratio or as your multiplier. So, 4 times 3, we get 12. Diba? And 9 times 4, okay, 9 times 4 is 36. And nitrogen, 1 times 4, definitely that is 1. So now, this is your, what we call, the molecular formula. So that's the answer for letter B. So that is the process in computing molecular and, okay, molecular and empirical formula. Okay, now let's have another example. So methyl acetate is a solvent commonly used in some paints, inks, and adhesive. What is the empirical formula? Okay, the question here is asking only for empirical formula. Okay, which has a percent composition. So ano ulit yung first step? We convert percentage into gram. So what are the involved element? We have your carbon. Our carbon is 48.64% or change percent into gram. How about your hydrogen? That is 8.16 gram. And your oxygen is 43.20 gram. Okay, after that, we proceed for the second step, which is converting gram into mole. Okay, mass or mass into mole. So we start by the first element. We have your carbon. What is the given mass of the carbon? We have 48.64 gram. And what is the molecular mass or molar mass, or also known as your atomic mass of carbon from your periodic table? That is 12 gram per mole. So we cancel the same unit. So we do the division. 48.64 divided by 12 is 4. Okay? 4 or is equal to 4.05. Next, we proceed for hydrogen. So hydrogen, what's the given mass? We have 8.16 gram. And the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 only. And we do the division. This is automatically equal to 8.16 gram. I am sorry, it should be mole. Okay? Since we will be going to cancel the gram at ang natira ay mole. The next one is oxygen. The given mass is 43.20 gram. And oxygen is 16 as its atomic mass or molar mass kapag nag-isa. So, 43.20 divided by 16 is 2.7. Okay, mole. Ngayon, gawin na nating subscript itong mga naskuha nating sagot. Third step. So, carbon, the subscript of carbon will be 4.05. Your hydrogen is 8.16. Oxygen is 2.7. Now, we divide them by their lowest value. So, sinong pinaka-lowest dyan? We have your 2.7. Okay, 2.7. Now, we do the division. So, 4.05 divided by 2.7. So, that is equal to, C now is 1. Okay, as you can see, 1.5. We cannot round that automatically into 2. Once you encounter decimal points like this, okay, let me just find it. Okay, now as you can see here, if we encounter this kind of decimal point, okay, we have 0.20, 0.25, 0.33, 0.50, 0.67, we need to multiply them. Since the decimal point that we've got is 1.50 or 0.50, we need to multiply it by 2. Okay, so paano natin gagawin yan? We multiply it by 2. Okay, so we retain 1.50. But before we multiply that, let's continue the process muna. So 8.16 divided by 2.7, that is 3.02 or only 2. Kasi wala namang decimal point dun sa basis natin ng 0.02. And your oxygen is 1. Ngayon, ang sinasabi ko dito, we multiply it by 2 since nagkaroon tayo ng 0.50. If we have a decimal point of 0.50, we need to multiply it by 2. Okay? So ito lang yung mga if you encounter these decimal points, when you divide them, you have your basis here kung ano ang i-multiply natin. So we multiply it by 2. So 2 times 1.50 is now equal to 3. So 2 times 2, that is 4. And 1 times 2, that is 1. So this is your empirical formula. So that's the answer for letter A. Since empirical formula lang naman ang tinatanong, so we will no longer proceed for the molecular formula. Now, access your Genio, and there are different examples there, and also a practice exercises where you can try it on your own, and I will gonna send to you the solution for that so that you can check if your answers are correct. Okay, so that's the end of our week 3 lesson.